Greg Ehrenberg here with Awesemo.com. We're talking about PrizePicks, Friday's NBA slate, lots of games, and a lot of players to choose from over on PrizePicks. But most importantly, if you're new to the site, sign up using the promo code Awesemo. Get up to a $100 bonus on your first deposit. The first player I'm looking at tonight, it is the first overall pick in the NBA draft, Cade Cunningham, for over 27.5 fantasy points. After a rocky start to his NBA career, we've seen Cade Cunningham pick up his production a little bit as of late. He scored over 30 fantasy points in 2 of his last 3 games. Something else to consider, his efficiency's been a bit better. His first few games, he could not shoot the basketball at all, led some people to make some really rash reaction, just say like, hey, this guy might be a bust, because he shot 0 for 5 from 3 in his NBA debut against the Magic. Then he goes 0 for 9 against the Bucks, 1 for 7 against the Philadelphia 76ers. But he shot over 40% from 3 in college. He's always been a good free throw shooter, even in the NBA this year. Despite his struggles from 3, he's shooting 92.9% from the free throw line. He shot the ball a little bit better as of late. He should be a really strong fantasy producer going forward. 27.5, that is a buy low number for Cade Cunningham. The next player I'm looking at, it's another guy who's been in a little bit of a shooting slump this year, Jayson Tatum. And he is an over of just 44.5 fantasy points on PrizePicks.com. He's been one of the better fantasy producers in the NBA over the last couple of years, and I can't blame him too much for the off start to start the year. There's been some rule change in the NBA. They've also gone with a different basketball change. Some players have blamed that on a dip in efficiency. Tatum's going to be fine moving forward. I'm not going to be too concerned that he's shooting 32.9% from 3. When for his career is a 39.3% three-point shooter. We're only looking at 11 games. I'm not going to weigh these 11 games more heavily than the rest of his NBA career. And the other thing that's important to consider here, Jalen Brown is out. As long as Jalen Brown is out, Jayson Tatum is going to have to do almost everything for this Boston Celtics offense. This is not a team with quite as many high usage players it's had in the past. So we've seen Tatum see a pretty big uptick in usage lately. As long as those shots start to drop, this number 44.5 is too low. The final player I'm looking at on PrizePicks today, it's another high upside rookie in Jalen Green, the super athletic young player. And it's kind of funny, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. The 3 players I picked, all of them have a little bit to do with shooting woes that I expect to get better going forward. Jalen Green, as is averaging 23.5 fantasy points per game. His number over on PrizePicks only set at 24.5, but his shooting numbers this year, 35.9% from the field, 28.4% from 3. So just like I'm expecting some positive shooting regression from guys like Cade Cunningham and Jayson Tatum, I think we should expect something of the same from Jalen Green. Now, that's not to say that he's going to be a super efficient scorer in his rookie season, but I do think he's going to shoot better than 35.9% from the field and 28.4% from 3. And as is, he's already averaging what his current number is on PrizePicks. So even if he's somebody who's going to shoot, say, 30% from 3 and 40% from the field, that would be enough for, on average, him to hit the over on this fantasy point prop. So 3 players that I really like props on over at PrizePicks. It is Cade Cunningham over 27.5 fantasy points, Jayson Tatum over 44.5 fantasy points, and Jalen Green for over 24.5 fantasy points. Now, these 3 overs, there's a couple of different ways you could play them over at PrizePicks, but most importantly, before you do anything, you want to sign up using the promo code Awesemo so you get up to a $100 bonus on your first deposit. But here's what you could do with these plays. There's something called a flex play, where you go 2 out of 3, you're going to make some money. You don't have to hit on all of them, but if you are super confident that all 3 of these plays hit, go play them in the power play. You go 3 for 3 on these props. That'll pay out 5x your entry fee. Good way to get your bankroll started, especially when you use that promo code Awesemo.